And we are live. What's good, Jackson Mandel Saint? Welcome. I really want to know podcast, man. How y'all feeling out there? What's today? Today's Wednesday, right? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to you guys out there. Hope all is well. I am checking the system. Man, it's crazy. I can't remember what day it is anymore. What was today? Tuesday. I think today is Wednesday. And I gotta check my phone. Because I don't know. I really don't know. Yep, it's Wednesday. I'll have a better idea of time once summer hits. Once I'm out of the school schedule. Appreciate that, brother Pablo. He's like, it's Wednesday. Once I'm out of the school schedule, I'll know what I'm doing. But when the school year starts, it's just the same. Sunday night through Friday evening. Those days just blur. They just blur. And brother Pablo's in the building. It's good. Appreciate that. Yeah, I saw some stuff that we're gonna talk about, man. This whole transactional thing. You look at dating in America right now. It's been this way for a long time, and some could argue it's always been this way, but it's to the point now where it's so transactional that it just doesn't even make sense anymore. It just doesn't make sense. So, let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Yes. Get some, guys. Get some. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We got Sister Sarah in the building, the Raging Tomato herself. What's good? Popping in to say hello. Appreciate you. And brother Pablo says, hola. See, everybody wants to holler at Sarah. They see her like, ooh, ay, mommy. Hola, come on, estás? You know what I mean? Lindas, bonitas and all that good stuff. Yes, I've been working on my Spanish. I've been trying to learn Spanish since I was 12. At some point, I'm going to have to get serious about it. I realize that, people. I realize that. And I will. All I have to do is do my Duolingo and watch my telenovelas. And there's a YouTube channel where this woman helps you learn Spanish. And I can just start watching that. But real quick before we get started, I got a call from my daughter today, right? So all our kids have cell phones, right? My daughter doesn't have a smartphone. She messed that up. I don't know if one day I'll talk about it. I think I talked about it before when it happened. It was about a year and a half ago. But she has a basic flip phone, and so I get a call from her. What's going on? And she's in school, right? And she's like, "Oh, Papa, I twisted my ankle and it really, really hurts." Like, well, go see the nurse. Go see the school nurse. She's like, "Okay, I'm going to see the school nurse." So she went to go see the school nurse, and then she calls again. She's like, "Yes, the school told me to go home." So I'll go get her. It's like an hour before school's supposed to get out anyway, right? So I go pick her up. And I'm thinking, man, I hope it's getting worse. Like, man, she done like tore something or broke something. Like, I hope there's no bone sticking out. And I mean, she just got a regular twisted ankle, y'all. It's just a twist. It's something that we, our generation, my generation, dealt with all the time. She just turned her ankle. She comes walking out with her backpack on and she has a little limp. I'm like, you're not even really hurt. She's like, oh, but it hurts. And blah, blah, blah. Get in the car. Like, you just twisted your ankle. I used to jump with a sprained ankle, real sprained ankle, jump out of an airplane, land with 100+ pounds strapped to me, hit the ground doing about 20 miles an hour, get up and go do my mission with sprained ankle. Like, you ain't airborne. Get in the car. I called my daughter a leg. She just sat there like, I don't want to be a leg. Well, you acting like one. So we drive home, and then I explained to her what, hey, this is what may happen. You sprained your, you just kind of twisted your ankle, and it might be a little swelling tomorrow or whatever. But she got out of the car, and like, she's never twisted her ankle before, so she's kind of walking. She gets to a curb, and then she comes down on the injured ankle. Like, she just kind of steps off with the injured ankle. Like, I'm like, no, don't do that. And she steps off, and then immediately just folds like a table, bro. Like, she just fell like a sack of potatoes. I'm like, you can't put all your weight on your injured ankle. And that's me joking around with her, calling her a leg, and she wanted to prove me she was who. She wanted to show me she was hardcore. And I'm like, oh no, don't do that. So now she's really, now she's really limping. Like, oh, it really hurts now. Like, I bet it does. So I grab her backpack or whatever. And I know this is a long story, guys, but I'm getting to a point here. So I grab her backpack and we were at a spot where I had to walk her up 3 flights of stairs. Like, she's going to have to walk up these 3 flights of stairs, right? Because couldn't go home right away. We had to do something first. So I had to pick her up and carry her up 3 flights of stairs. You know, my daughter's a teenager. I mean, she's 5'5". She's 5'5" and about 110 pounds, I think, 105, somewhere in there. So I carry her up the stairs. And, you know, it dawned on me. It's like, how many parents can't lift their children, especially their teenage children? It's like, how many parents out there can't lift their children? How many parents are so big that they can't, you know, carry someone else up a flight of stairs? They can barely carry themselves up a flight of stairs. And it just had me, I'm like, man, this is crazy. You know, how many parents, you know, and I'm old, you know, I'm an old dude. So, you know, I get to the top, I'm breathing heavy. I'm like, oh man, I make sure I start working out harder. But, you know, there's so many teens out there that weigh 200-300 pounds, some more than that. And, you know, I think it's crazy. And the moral of the story is make sure you watch what you feeding your kids. We don't need them all big. Brother Dino Dinosaurs in the building. What's good, fam? Like brother TDL, like 2 years from Kevin Samuels passing RIP. Wow. It's been 2 years. Wow. Yeah, that's what's up. Appreciate that, man. Miss AKA ladies in the building. What's good, sis? How you feeling? Your brother Pablo's like, must have been very traumatic for her. No, it wasn't traumatic. She was just, you know, just happy she got out of school early. It wasn't traumatic for her. She just turned her ankle. I mean, she runs around. She doesn't play sports. My daughter's a little geek girl, band girl. But, you know, she turned her ankle. She was walking. She said she wasn't paying attention what she was doing. And maybe the pavement got uneven or something. And she just twisted her ankle. It wasn't traumatic. It is what it is. Like, she doesn't get, lucky for her, she doesn't get to see a lot of trauma, at least on this side. You know, because we co-parent. Now, I don't know what's going on the other side. She might see a little bit more trauma over there. I don't know what goes on over there. But yeah, she, you know, she wanted to get out of school. That's all. She got out of school early. And brother Dino's like, DL, did you hear about the U.S. Army serviceman left his South Korean base to ended up getting arrested in Russia with his new girlfriend? Oh, I did not hear about that, but you are right. If he did that, oh my God.
You big dummy.
Big dummy. Not Russia. He might put him on the battlefield. What was he thinking? Now I'm gonna have to look that one up, bro. And he's like, and brother Paul, like, yeah, I was very sarcastic. Yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. I didn't catch it. I didn't catch the sarcasm until after I started talking. I'm like, wait, he got the emoji there. I'm like, oh, I missed it. It is brother Mandrell's in the building. What's good, fam? So yeah, man, I just wanted to throw that story out there. I'm like, man, to carry my daughter up 3 flights of stairs, and it's like, all right, you know, like, I'm glad I could do it. Partly because, you know, I am old, but I'm not decrepit, at least not yet, and my daughter's not extremely heavy, so we were able to do that. But boy, oh boy, I was just thinking about those parents who have kids and they can't even pick them up, bro. Like, that is just something crazy. Brother Pablo was like, he didn't get arrested for spying, but he was drunk in the children's center. I mean, to wind up in Russia, bro. I'm definitely gonna have to look that one up. That sounds crazy. I don't know if brother Mandrell heard that either. The U.S. serviceman. Mandrell, did you hear about that one, man? Some soldier left a base in South Korea, ended up getting arrested in Russia. Like, how you just leave your base in Yongsan or, you know, Busan or wherever, Nandaemun or wherever the hell you at, you wind up in Russia. Boy, that's a whole nother kind of AWOL right there. Sister Sarah's like, saying it wasn't traumatic to a teenager, right? You know, teenagers are so, oh my God, man, everything is traumatic to these little girls and little boys these days. But and like, look at man Judge, like, nope, first time hearing that one. And yeah, I ain't heard that either. I'm gonna definitely look that up, bro. Y'all know we stay looking up that kind of stuff. But let's get into what we came to talk about, y'all. Relationships today, man, being so daggone transactional. It's just crazy. So I got a few videos loaded up here. We're gonna be looking at some Rich Cooper stuff, some Michael Surtain stuff, MOA, Men of Action. and whole math. We're gonna look at some stuff, and it's to a point now. And I mean, there's tons of reasons. I don't know. We could kind of, kick around some ideas as to how we got here. Certainly, the simpletons of the world, the simpletons of America they have a big hand in this. You know what I mean? So we're gonna talk about that, but it's really crazy out here right now, and it's not getting any better. Like this transactional thing, in fact, seems to be getting worse. So we're gonna start with this video. I called on Rich Cooper. This is I saw this and I'm like, oh man, I gotta talk about this today. This is Rich Cooper, Entrepreneurs in Cars. The rise of married men paying for intimacy with their wife. Yes, married men paying their wife to give them a little bit of the Foxy Brown. What's going on? Do we have to restructure marriage contracts now? Do we have to put that in? This is just making prenups even more of a thing. I would imagine. Like, all right, we're gonna have to put in. This is what we're gonna need. Let's look at the intimacy clause. Need I point have to pull out the old contract? Hey, let's look at this intimacy clause. So it seems that women are demanding that they get paid to be intimate with their husbands. Man, let's check this out.
What's up, my brothers? Got an odd one for you today. Apparently, men are paying their wives for bedroom intimacy now. This seems like a terrible mistake, but I can't tell how bad yet. He says, I've been married to my wife for 14 years. We have 2 daughters, 8 and 5. For the first few years, we had a good sex life. Then it dropped back significantly. She stopped instigating and would decline if I did. When I ask, she has several reasons she rotates through. We're too old. Nobody has sex very often. She's too big now. She gained a lot of weight, and I know it bothers her, but I can't say which came first. She always seems to believe we've had sex in the last week or two, even if it's been 6 months. Since the kids were born, we have had sex 3 or 4 times a year, usually twice around Christmas and once or twice in the spring and fall. Imagine having such infrequent intimacy and knowing the exact details of the infrequency. This guy must be plotting charts on this. It's the same.
I mean, you hear all that? It's like, okay, we got married. It was cool, but then, now my wife keeps keeps coming up with excuses, the same excuses on rotation. She got bigger. Like, okay, what's that have to do with it? You're still there. It's not like you left. She got bigger, and your husband still wants you. That means he's still into you, but doesn't care about the weight, right? You would think that would be a good thing. Go ahead and smash. You know what I mean? Get that, more cushion for the pushing jumping off. And then whenever he tries to get on, she's like, well, didn't we just have sex a couple weeks ago? It's like, no, you've only had sex with me once this year, and we're halfway through the year. Could you? What is the purpose? What is the point from a male point of view to get married? If you get married and then you have a woman who's kind of like, well, I don't want to sleep with you. Why even stay married? That is crazy.
Every time, the way she's decided it should be. I rub her back and her neck. She gives me a couple of squeezes and tugs. I go down her because it's the fastest and most reliable way for her to have a couple of orgasms. Then she lays on her back impatiently while I climb on top. It's not ideal. It sounds like starfish boredom to me. This Christmas, I got her a small gift she really appreciated. Afterwards, when we had Christmas sex, she went down on me briefly, which she hadn't done in years, and asked if there was anything else I wanted. I wonder why she would ask that. That's out of character, isn't it? I asked if she'd get on top and wear lingerie. She said it wasn't that nice of a gift. I told her I'd get her 2 more. She wanted something else instead. So she's starting to negotiate, like, hey, do you want anything else? He said, yeah, get on top of lingerie. Then she says, well, that's not enough of a gift at Christmas time for me to give you that. This is where the negotiation starts to happen. I told her.
So this dude has to negotiate with his wife in order to get intimacy. His wife. Like, bro, this is crazy. So she put on a few extra pounds. He doesn't mind. It's Christmas time. He buys her a really nice gift. Because the gift was nice, she decides she's going to, engage in a little, little sex with the husband. And she's so happy she got this gift. So she's like, "Do you want anything else?" And he's like, "Well, I want you to get on top and put some lingerie on." Mind you, she said he said that she put on extra pounds. So he wants her. He's still extremely attracted to his wife, right? This sounds like a good thing. And she's like, "Well, the gift is nice, but it's not that nice if you want me to do that. I'm gonna need something else." It's a straight up negotiation. He is trying to negotiate with his wife for sex. I'm lost, right? I'm lost. Brother Brother Pitney in the building. What's good, fam? Keep brother knowledge. Let's continue.
I'd get her 2 more. She wanted something else instead, and we ended up naming a dollar amount. At the time, I really didn't care that it was weird or might have repercussions. A few days later, she mentioned something expensive she wanted to buy. I gave her money for it, and that led to her cheerfully giving me the first BJ I've ever had in years. It continued happening since then. Part of me is thrilled. I like that we're having more intimacy. I like that there is variety, and I like that I get input into what we do. I've been in a really great mood all year, and so is she. On the other hand, it seems like this is probably offensive and insulting. It seems like I'm too close to the situation. I am heavily influenced by the fact I've had more sex this year than in the last 3 combined. Am I being paranoid, or is this going to blow up in my face? Oh boy.
Man, dude is hot. You're negotiating with your wife. Because you're paying your wife for sex, you're happy and she's happy, and this is the most sex you've gotten in years, and you're just okay with just outright paying your wife cash so you can, in order for her to fulfill her wifely obligations. Is that what it is? Duties, wifely duties, or something. I think someone said that to me a long time ago. Wifely duties or whatever. Ladies, I don't get it. Even Miss AKA lady, she's like, Christmas tax? She's laughing, like her brother Pitney, negotiating with your wife is 100 times more pathetic than negotiating with a pro. Changed my mind. I'm with him on that. What are we doing? At least with a pro, you get the variety. You can choose. You can swap. Get me a redhead, get me a brunette. Give me an Asian woman, give me a Russian woman, give me a Latin woman, give me an American woman, give me an African woman. Like you can, if you're paying for it, you're paying for it. You could go out there and pick the best, or at least the best that you can afford. You have your wife at home. You're providing and protecting and all that stuff that you're supposed to do. You're doing your husbandly duties, and she's not doing any of her female or her wifely duties. This is crazy.
Boy, we are in a state of society now where men are paying their wives to be prostitutes. They're paying them in exchange for intimacy. Remember, this is his wife. He is married to her. They take vows with each other in front of the church, in front of God, and all that good stuff. And she's at the point where she's withheld it. He wants it so bad that he's willing to pay her and buy her things to get it. Are you unplugging and seeing the code in the matrix? This is where men are today. Paying to have intimacy with an obese, disagreeable woman that wants to negotiate more gifts for what essentially seems like starfish, mediocre intimacy.
At best. Starfish, mediocre intimacy at best. I got a hum in my system, guys. It's probably something I did. I don't know if you guys can hear it. If you can, sorry. But at best, mediocre. At best. And I'm watching this and I'm thinking, because I don't know what Brother Rich Cooper is going to say next, but I'm thinking, why is this guy still with him? Why don't this guy just move on? And the only thing I can come up with is because this guy truly is in love with this woman. He has to be in love with this woman. Right? They got married. Everything was cool. She kind of let herself go, began to put on some pounds. Like, we don't know if they had kids. I don't know if they said they had kids or not. So you kind of don't know what's going on in that sense. But he's going out, he's working hard, he's coming home, and he wants to be with her. He wants to be with her all the way. Like, he wants, he wants every part of her, even the expanded version of her. And guess what? She's not into him. She doesn't love him like that. But she doesn't want to leave because the guy's a provider. He's probably doing his part. She's like, I don't want to leave. I don't put on this weight. I ain't trying to get back out there in the dating world. I'm getting everything I want. And now I'm getting even more. And all I got to do is like Rich said, gave him some starfish sex. Why would a guy stay in that situation? Well, because he's in love with her. I think that's what it is. He absolutely loves this woman.
How far have men fallen? Here's the thing, guys. You do not want to negotiate intimacy, love, romance, ultimately desire with a woman. Desire must be innate. It must be natural. It must be organic. She must want you badly on her own. You must be busy working away at your home office and your phone goes off and it buzzes and you open it up and the text message says, "Be naked when I get there. I'll be home in 15 minutes, babe." That's what you want. That's natural. That's organic. That's unmitigated. That is the fun stuff. That's where the best stuff tends to happen. When you start paying for something, you're going to get obligated compliance, which generally, in most cases, leads to resentment later on down the road. It ain't going to be good. Men used to lead the household. Men used to have many opportunities, but today we are in a situation where, I don't know, man, like the notion of marriage and what happens for most men in marriage, like we know that one of the most common searches married men are using today on Google or whatever is, how do I get my wife to be intimate with me? How do I get my...
It's nothing. You can't. You cannot. Brother Pitney already said it, man. You can't negotiate that. What brother Donnie was saying that right there. Shout out to you, bro. You can't negotiate genuine desire. That is a fact, bro. That is a fact. You cannot do that. You cannot do it. I mean, it's just one of those. Why? Why is that guy staying in that situation? Because he loves her. Brother Cody's King's in the building. What's good, fam? Like, why is he paying for what he already bought? It's an obligation and duty for both, and was grounds for divorce even hundreds of years ago if one party wasn't doing their duty. That's what I was saying, man. And it's just one of those things. I believe that he went after the woman that he wanted from the very beginning. She wasn't really rocking with him, but he probably brought a lot to the table. Like, he can provide the life that she wanted. Perhaps she couldn't get the guy that she really wanted. She got this dude. She quote unquote settled, and this is where we are. And it's, you know, when you with a woman that's really into you, like she really, really is into you. She loves you. She respects you. Like she wants you. Your wife. Even if you guys are both working, your wife, she's gonna do all sorts of stuff, bro. Like you can have a situation where you tell your wife, or I've never been married, but you can tell your significant other, like someone's really with you, like, man, my neck has been giving me problems or whatever. Or she give you a back rub or whatever, something like that or whatever. Then the next morning, let's say you guys are carpooling, you about to drop her off at work, or you about to drop her off at the subway or something like that. And she's like, how's your neck doing? I'm like, it's all right. It's still a little, whatever. She's like, okay, pull over here real quick. So you pull over, and then all of a sudden she goes down, zip, pulls out your little guy, and just goes to town, and just like bam, makes you bust like super fast. Just goes down, does her thing, blam, right? And then gets out the car and like gives you, kisses you, leaves. This just did the dirty girl. That's your wife. Oh my God. And then you're driving to work and she sends you a text. How's your neck feeling now? He's like, what neck? It's stuff like that. Like, and you're doing stuff like that for her. You're going out and getting her stuff, and without being asked, you're doing these things. You can't negotiate that. You can't put that in a contract and say, hey, you got to do this for me. Brother Templar's in the building. What's good, fam? Hey, bonjour, boys and girls. You know what I mean? Thanks for coming through, bro. You can't negotiate that. How old are they? I don't think he mentioned it, but I'm assuming they're in their probably north of their 30s is my guess, probably somewhere in their 40s. I'm just guessing. It's like, Brother Cody, like, if you don't want obligation, don't get married. I agree with you there, bro. So but the thing is, you can't negotiate that. And then, when we talk over here about guys keeping their emotions in check, it's like, bro, you really got to keep your emotions in check. Really work on that. Don't unleash your emotions on the wrong woman, because if you do, it's going to be so hard for you. This guy is completely in love with this woman. This is not going to end well for him. It's not going to end well for him at all. Probably she's going to leave him. More than likely, she's going to cheat on him if she's not already doing that. All this stuff he's doing, and he's gonna have to pay her more money to not cheat. All this stuff that he's doing, you can't. You just can't get past the fact that she's just not into you like that. Appreciate that, brother Pablo. Hey, bro, if your neck is sore, man, and your girl goes down to give you the best dome in the world, you ain't thinking about your neck no more. Let's listen to what brother Rich Cooper has to say.
Wife to do certain act with me? How do I get my wife to sleep with me? What is the point? What is the point of committing to a woman to be in a monogamous relationship, a sexually monogamous relationship with a woman, if she's not even interested in you? If she's coming up with stories and excuses like, people don't do it that often, we just did it last week, when he says it was 6 months ago. Did you guys ever hear of the spreadsheet guy? There was a guy years ago, I think it was on Reddit or some other forum, where he started to keep an Excel spreadsheet of all the times his wife denied him intimacy.
Damn.
So there was the date, what happened, and her reason for denying the intimacy. And the whole thing went viral. Spreadsheet guy went completely viral. This is not abnormal. This is not uncommon. This happens more than what most married people care to admit. Guys have the innate need to want to be intimate. You have testosterone levels that are 10 to 20 times higher than women. You're going to be driven for intimacy. What I always say is, look, guys, she's got first dibs on the D. She doesn't want it. She doesn't want to exercise those dibs. Go take them somewhere else, right? I don't think that going and paying for it is the best way to go about it. You're not going to get genuine burning desire, as I talk about in the chapter of my book. What you're going to get is transactional. It's transactional sex. And there's a big difference between transactional sex and negotiated sex. Transactional is there's some form of agreement, whether that's payment, money, do favor, whatever it happens to be, in exchange for said intimacy. Whereas the unmitigated, genuine burning desire version of it, like the stuff where it's the text message comes in, hey babe, gonna be there in 15 minutes, be naked when I get home. That's the one that you want. That's where the best stuff happens. That's the sweet spot. Anyway, guys, you let me know what you think of this video. How's your marriage been if you're a married guy? Do you get what you want, or is she denying it to you and trying to negotiate? And when you do get it, is it starfish? How does this reflect your experiences in life? Pinned in the top comment below, there's a bunch of useful links, including my book, my supplement line, my community, a bunch of other awesome stuff. Go check it out. Leave that comment below for the algorithms, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace out.
Peace. Yo, Unplugged Alpha is a really good book. He has a new updated edition. I forget, second edition or something like that he has out there. That's a really good book. I recommend it. It's behind me. It's behind me back there. It's between Barack Obama and The Art of War. And it's a really good book, guys. Ladies, it's a good read for y'all too. Get you an idea what some of these dudes are thinking. Getting back to that story, you got a guy who's paying. He's actually paying his wife, his legally married wife, for sex. Before I would do something like that, I mean, because the minute I realized that she's not trying to do anything sexually, we got a problem. That's one of those we got to sit down and talk moments. ASAP. You get one time to give me an excuse. And the fact that you're not trying to rip my clothes off, the fact that you're not sneaking up behind me or sneaking into the shower or, doing like I'm coming home and you there already ready to get down as soon as I walk in the door. The fact that if you ain't doing any of that, that's the issue. That's something I'm thinking about. If every time I come to you and I want to do something, it's a chore. Like when you're saying no, stop, you mean it, as opposed to no, stop, not here. No, come on. Really? Okay. That's the playful stuff. But when you're like, no, I have a headache. No, I gotta, my leg, I got a cramp. No, and just like they push away from you. That's a problem, bro. That's a problem. Now, if you want to keep the marriage going because you believe in the words, because maybe you're religious or something like that. It's time to sit down and have a talk. Like, okay, well, you don't want to do this. I'm not mad at you. Fine. Cause I do love you. And I think, we make a great team here. Like you're adding value and we're doing all this stuff, which again, I'm cutting loose myself, but just trying to play devil's advocate here. It's like, all right, well, since you're not going to do it, I'm going to outsource to Susie the slut down at work, right? I'm just going to outsource to that, or I'm going to outsource to whoever. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm about to go out here because I have no problem getting myself a little rotation going. I got no problem doing that. There's plenty of women out here who want to do this. If you don't want to do this, fine. This is what I'm going to do. Give her an opportunity to have her say. And I wonder if that guy sat her down and said, listen, instead of paying you, I'm going to take this money and I'm going to pay these women out here because they're sexier or I want the variety or whatever. I wonder what that woman would say. I wonder what that woman would do. Brother D-Mac is in the building. What's good, fam? I wonder what that woman would do. You know what I mean? Miss AKA ladies like first dibs. That's where I disagree. Why? It is yours unless you say no. And if you say no, then all right, you had a shot. I'm going to somewhere. Men are gonna get it. But she says first dibs. That's where I disagree. Is it okay for a woman to find another man if her guy isn't giving her attention, or is that only for the men do unto others? No, it's fine. If he's not fulfilling his part of the arrangement, if she's not getting the attention, or if he's like taking her for granted, if he's doing all those things, absolutely. I think it's fair. I think she should, she should cut loose. She should cut away. You know what I mean? It does go both ways, sis. That's my take on it. And women will do that. Kevin Samuels is always talking about top tier guys exercising their options. Women have always exercised their options and will continue to do so. Sometimes women exercise their options on guys who haven't done anything wrong. I guarantee you this big girl that we're talking about in this thing, the guy's paying her for sex. I bet you she's out there with burning desire for some dude. Could be the mailman, could be the Amazon guy that's coming to deliver, could be one of the maintenance dudes. And that's, yeah, I don't have a problem with it, sis, but women are really good about going out there and exercising their options. Like even just like average women, they're just good at it. They can get it. It's just one of those things. So if you're in a relationship as a man, that woman has to want to be with you. And this is one of the things I talk about all the time. If she believes you're the best that she can get, and you're putting in the work, you're doing your job, you are the man she wants. The only man she wants, you are the one. Like she believes that you are the best that she could ever get. She ain't looking at other dudes. She's not looking at other dudes. And you know what I'm saying? And when her Foxy Brown get moist, it's get moist for her man. And she wants him. She don't want anybody else. And I've seen that. I've seen women who have the husbands that they want. They don't even see other dudes. It's amazing to watch it in real life. It's amazing. I'm just gonna be highlighting. I'm gonna show every chat, guys. I'm not gonna read them all, but I'm gonna show them all. We got more and more people coming to watch us, so I don't have the time to read them all. All the super chats, of course, we will definitely read. But it is what it is. I think that women have always had that option, and women can always exercise their option because there's always some dude out there, some top tier dude or some invisible guy out there who would love to smash. Just keeping it. It was smashed. Brother Templar is like, yeah, the milkman, Benny Hill, fastest milk cart in the West. Yeah, bro. Benny Hill's one of my favorite shows, man. I remember growing up watching Benny Hill, man. That guy, that guy was amazing. There's never been anyone close to that type of humor. I just love the way he would move around and, salute and have his uniform on funny. I mean, just Benny Hill, back in the day, man, Benny Hill just nailed the awkward, confident dude. It was just so hilarious. And yeah. And plus, that was the only TV show you can see some breasts. You can see some breastises. While I'll be sitting there, watching Benny Hill late night on, syndicated, of course. And, there was episodes. There's one episode when Benny Hill was a vampire trying to get some, trying to bite, get some blood. And he's looking at this one woman and she was looking at herself in the mirror, whatever. The window was open and she's like, takes off her bra. And it was right there. There was no blurs or nothing. I was a little kid. I was a little wee lad. Like, oh, there goes some titties. We used to always watch that, man. We used to always watch Benny Hill. And Ms. AK, yeah, if you're okay with both, I'm fine with it. I'm personally okay with both. Both sides have, it's two parties here. So I'm okay with it. When I've been with a lot of women. I've been with women who really love their husbands, right? Or their significant other, they're in a long-term relationship and would be messing with me. you know, and every now and then, you know, pillow talk or whatever, and they will ask me like, are you curious as to why, you know, because you know I got a man, are you curious as to why I'm here? I'm like, nope. I'm not curious at all. I'm just glad you're here. You know what I'm saying? Because we doing it, we doing it, and there's no strings attached. You got a husband, you got a long-term boyfriend, but then of course you got to play along. Well, yeah, you know what? I did give that a little thought. I was just kind of wondering. Yeah, I wasn't worried about that. And then she'll go in and tell you what the guy wasn't doing. And like 9 times out of 10, you know, she found out that he was messing with someone else, and really just was her get back. And I never would get to the end. I never would get to the real reasons why, because let's say that she was going to list 5 or 6 things. By the time she got to the 3rd thing, I already had Little Saint down there moving around. Had Little Saint down there, you know, moving around down there by that Foxy Brown. So she forgot about what she was talking about, and we just did it again. But that was me. Based Oracles in the building. What's good, fam? Say, women only good at exercising their options. Even more reason to be patient. Yeah, accurately, judicious, etc. Yeah, this is why I tell people, man, you want to go out here and you want to vet, you want to do those things. Last good man in Jersey's in the building. What's good, fam? Just don't get married. Girlfriends don't withhold sex. They do at the end of the relationship. When girlfriends begin to withhold sex, it's time to move on. But I feel you right there, bro. I like the idea of being married. I like the idea of the nuclear family. It's just, I don't like the laws. You know, you guys, I'm always talking about that over here. I just don't like having the state involved. I don't like the way the laws cover it. You know, somebody's going to get hurt. Whoever makes the money is going to get their face cracked, and the other person is going to walk away with a bunch of stuff that they may or may not deserve. So, but I do believe in the relationship part, especially if you're talking about having kids and all that. That's amazing. But the family law and the way the family laws are interpreted in America is just bad news, y'all. It's just bad news. Appreciate you, Templar. Yeah, them pillow. Yeah, that's pillow talk right there, bro. Brother Griot's in the building. What's good, fam? Money is very important to for a woman to even respect and love you, since living ain't free, and you have to be the leader for her to submit to you. Not necessarily, my brother. Generally speaking, yes. But if a woman is into you, bro, I mean, she's really, really into you. I've seen women, you know, take care of business. I've seen women get with guys who just can't get it right. They just can't. The woman makes the money. And although this is very rare, she will take care of the house. She will provide the home. I mean, I've seen plenty of dudes being taken care of by women. It's plenty in the sense that it's more than it should be. But when you look at the big picture, it's a small percentage, right? And generally speaking, most women won't take care of you forever. They just won't. But, you know, again, money isn't necessarily the end all to be all. Money is very important. But again, most of the women out there exercising their options, they're cheating on multimillionaires. They're cheating on guys who are making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. Now, it might be because the guy was cheating on them first, or it might be because he just isn't giving her enough attention. It might be a whole myriad of reasons. But, you know, it is, you know, it's a thing, you know, and just money alone is not going to get a woman to submit to you. You know, you're just going to do that. She might just be on board running her game just to get to your bread. All she got to do is tolerate you for 5 to 7 years, depending on what state she's in, if you guys are married, and then she could walk away with half your stuff if you're the big money guy. So, and that's my thing. You got to be careful with the, you know the laws in your state. You got to be careful with that, man. Brother Penny, appreciate that. Yeah, please like the video, guys. And we do have a couple more videos we're going to look at. Oh, Templar was like, no, I meant the sounds of being smothered by a pillow. Oh man, we do that for fun, bro. We do that. Those are some gaming stuff. But no, I get you, bro. I get you. Like she's being, yeah, man, that's crazy, man. You got a sick sense of humor, bro. You got a sick sense of humor. So yeah, it's just one of those things. And I appreciate what's Base talking about, Brother Pablo. Like, the only control women has is what you grant them. Oh, that's a fact. I do agree with that. If you end up in divorce court, you led, slant, picked poorly. I can see that. I can see that. Same thing for her. She winds up, you know, with a guy who's abusive or whatever, and she winds up, you know, he files or whatever. She winds up in divorce court. She chose poorly. I mean, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you don't see it's coming, but you know, like I say, you got to vet. You got to vet. I see that, bro. I definitely see that. If y'all want to make Base Oracle mad, y'all, all y'all got to do is say that Fresh and Fit agrees with what he just said, or just say something to that effect, like, "Oh yeah, Fresh and Fit says that all the time." Base Oracle will explode, bro. He will explode. Yeah, I said it, Base. I said it. Know what you gonna do about it, bro? Make sure y'all go over and support Brother Based Oracle on YouTube. Based Oracle is just like it's spelled. Let's get him some subscribers over there. The brother keeps it 100. Former Marine, all around good guys, man of his word. That's why I rock with him. You know, go over there, show him some love, y'all. Show him some support. He'll be on tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be over there. Y'all should come over, man, and give him some shit. He can handle it. He can handle it. He's a Marine. Because I'll definitely be over there, you know what I mean, letting them have it. I'll be over there all the time, bro. No Diddy on letting me have it part, but I'll be over there letting loose.
Get some.
Hey, what'd you say?
Get some.
What'd you say again? Get some. I'll be over there. Like, yeah, you can get some. So Michael Surtain is real big in the he's manosphere adjacent, just like Rich Cooper. They don't claim the manosphere. This is kind of manosphere adjacent. And he talks about how women feel when men basically try to buy them. Like, how do women really feel about the sugar daddies? How do women really feel about the simpletons of the world? And this video, here's about 12 minutes. We're going to kind of watch this thing. And I mean, so what we're about to watch is something similar to Fresh and Fit, Slant, whatever podcast. The only difference is Michael Surtain has a personal relationship with every woman at the table. Right? So it's a conversation. I really respect Brother Michael. I haven't met him yet. I have a hard time sitting down and getting through like the entire show, the Access Vegas show. I have a hard time. Access Vegas is Rollo Tomasi show. Rollo Tomasi is also in these clips. I have a hard time getting through it because, man, I don't know if you guys ever been around a bunch of women when they're just sitting around talking, bro. When you talk about gobble, 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 like, oh my goodness, it's just, but he does it. So whereas Myron on the After Hours of Fresh and Fit is very combative with the women, and then Brian from whatever podcast is extremely passive and, you know, passive aggressive at times, very beta with women. Michael Surtain is just there entertaining his friends. And the reason he is friends with so many women who are quote unquote beautiful, we'll be talking about beauty, the standard of beauty here as well, is because they help him make money. Right? He has these bathing suit competitions and he does these pageants. And, you know, Michael Surtain is the guy who's known for, you know, if you want some beautiful women at your party, holler at him. He'll bring 100 of them. So that's kind of like where he is. And that's how he dates. That's how he moves. And it works for him. They call it the social circle game. We're going to talk about this probably at some point on this platform. The game he used and how he uses it. So you know, so we're gonna watch this video. I just wanted to give you guys, I wanted to prep it, you know, like it's not Fresh and Fit After Hours, it's not whatever podcast. What they're doing is very, very, very different. Like Cody said, full Diddy. Man, come on now, Cody, quit playing. Look at that. Yeah. Yo, Base. Yeah, give us a P.O. box, man. I want to send you some Fresh and Fit merch, bro. And you cannot burn it. You cannot burn it. Appreciate that, Brother Pablo. Brother Pablo just subscribed. We're trying to get Brother Based up to 1,000 subscribers, bro. We want to get him up there. Brother Cody's like, Micah is whips. I think he's just really good at this game. I think he was one of those dudes that just got played a bunch and he just kind of figured it out. And this is the road that he took, and it makes him money. But I can't sit here and I can't say he ain't whips. You know what I'm saying? Brother IRS is in the building. It's like, I thought he hung around the women for networking purposes. He started out just being able to use them to help him network, because if you show up to a big event with a bunch of beautiful women, you know you're getting right in, right? And the house is going to comp you bottles and give you a section because they want the beautiful women in. Don't get it twisted. He comes in there with like 9s and 10s straight up. He comes in there at women who are out there making their money off their beauty, even though they got a lot of upgrades and all that kind of stuff. But he gets them all. And then he began to realize that it was an easy way for him to smash a few because these women would start competing for his attention because he's out there basically running a business and he's making money. That's how that's how he's making money. And the reason these women are sitting here on this podcast is because, again, he's making money. You know what I mean? And from what I understand, I think that Michael Certain and Base Oracle, I think they're cool. I think they're buddies, man. I think they sit around. I think they play poker. I'm just joking. They do have a reputation, and it ain't friendly. It ain't friendly. Sister Torsha is in the building. What's good, sis? And he's like, he likes to gobble with the rest of the beasties. Hey, man, yo, they're making money though. And you're right, Brother Penny. They don't make any effort at all to shut it down. Like it's just hard to watch. I don't watch whatever podcast. I'll watch some of the clips sometimes, and even with this MOA stuff, with the Access Vegas, I'll watch the clips. I can't sit through the whole thing. I just can't sit through the whole thing. Looks like Brother Bass had to step away, man. He had to, get ready for his show as well, but he'll be back, y'all. We're gonna have Based Oracle over. I'm gonna interview the brother, man, so y'all can get to know him properly. Hopefully we get that done next week. I'm trying to work out a date and a time to get Based Oracle over here, bro. And I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be a crazy conversation, man. But hey, that's my guy. That is my guy. Respect that dude. Shout out to Based Oracle, guys. Shout out. So let's get to the video, guys. Check this out, man. So they're talking about how women really feel about those guys, the sugar daddies and the simpletons of the world who are using money and trying to transaction their way into these women's lives.
Constantly having women tell me about their sugar daddies, and it's never with respect. They are constantly laughing at them. And
research that shows half guy on the burner just in case things go wrong in their current relationship. Physician and national mindful living expert Dr. Romy Mushtaq is here to talk more about that. Dr. Romy, seriously?
Good morning, Tom. I know, and I
come on. This sounds positively guy,
doesn't it? And I have to sit here and defend all of us women, but this is the latest psychology research. I was just as shocked reading this data. More than half of women who are married and categorize themselves as happily married. They're married.
Happily married women are doing this?
So now it's 70%
in
2024.
And what is a backup plan? It means you have someone on the back burner.
So a specific person they've
identified. And in most cases, it was either an ex-boyfriend or an old friend who never made it to the dating category.
Friend zone.
Get out of town.
Unfortunately, yes. And the problem is social media has just made it too easy to have type of
I haven't seen this,
right,
but this
so
is...
I know you're here to say, though,
yes,
watch out, because this
Absolutely.
Is anything but good.
It is. I agree.
Really cool. So it started off.
All right. So none of this is surprising to me. There's not a single thing that woman said that's not surprising to me. Of course. And the biggest thing is what she said at the very end is social media has made it to where women can easily reach out to these guys and keep them in play. They can keep them, in a far orbit. They can keep them out there in a big old funny orbit like Pluto. Don't even know they're out there while you're doing your thing. And then when she's ready, she can just go ahead and pull them on in. Right? That's all that is. She got them in like an extreme holding pattern way over there somewhere. No one knows they're there. But she does. Women exercise their options. This is part of them exercising their options. True, they're not being physical with those guys. They're not doing anything, not yet. They're just keeping them there. Hey, you still there? Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Hey, happy Cinco de Mayo, cool, liking stuff, that kind of thing, checking in on their secret, social media accounts, checking in, making sure everything is good. You ain't married yet, are you, Billy? Okay, cool. Women do this all the time.
It's so funny because usually people do everything they can to deny the truth, it is social media. That's the reason why we're having these problems. But my thing was, did you guys
Michael, it's not social media because I wrote about this on this day, 2016.
So about the
it has been around forever.
Right, but I think expression of it, the greater expression of it, or the availability of it has to do with social media.
Oh, yeah.
Facts.
Like keeping in touch with the high school boyfriend has to do with
It's
Facebook.
escalated.
Okay, now here's the thing. It was 50% or just over 50%, and then it got up to 70%. Does anyone want to know what percentage of divorces are initiated by women?
Come on, one guess.
I don't think a man would leave a woman. Usually, they'll cheat. They cheat, but they don't really leave.
There we go. It's also
Spot on.
It's also 70%. It's 70% of divorces are initiated by
Mhm.
women, and 70% of these women say that they have backup partners.
Tell these to go to hell.
Is Big Mo here? Where's Big Mo? Stan?
Child support for sure.
No, it's really funny. By the way, Kirsten, and there's another study, and this one hasn't been replicated, but I do know of the study initially they did where they went to look at paternity tests for people based on socioeconomic interests. And it was like, if you were in the bottom 25%, it was like a 10% chance you were raising someone else's child. But if you were in the top 25%, it was like there was a less than 1% chance you were raising someone's child. It's like men are more likely to get cucked the poorer they are. Anyway, this hasn't been replicated. Don't quote me on this, but that's something that I've seen before. Does anyone think that that's not true, or does that?
Okay, so I think that women obviously do divorce because either the man's not making enough money for child support,
Okay.
duh, or two, they're just deadbeat people.
Do you
Yeah,
don't
or
think?
they're cheating, or they're constantly getting
and
cheated
then the
on.
woman knows
Yeah.
because there's so many apps like People Finder, this and that, where
Well,
you
you
can look
know.
up.
You don't even have to look it up. A woman knows. When you're in love, you know,
know.
that
I'm
intuition.
I'm curious.
You
You don't think
know.
women just get tired of the dude they're with?
Or maybe that too.
I mean, like, I'm
but
sorry.
there's
I think
usually a
that's more
kid
than I think that's
involved.
more than 50% of it. Actually,
With-
can you pull up the Jordan Peterson one because
I
it
can
kind of
do that.
goes to exactly.
You know, it is always good to watch these clips, to hear these conversations, because when Fresh and Fit hit the scene, they were like, "Oh, you guys go out and get a certain type of woman. You get these, these bimbos and whatnot, right?" And then you see the numbers, you see the data. They bring in all sorts of women, right? They have doctors, lawyers. They have people who are like on the C level corporate type folks. Mid-tier corporate folks, and yeah, they got the OF girls, and yeah, they got the strippers, but there's always a mix. College girls come on there. There's always a mix. And then you saw what was going on the West Coast with whatever podcast. Now you got these women coming out of SoCal. He's in Santa Barbara, but these women are coming from LA, from Santa Monica, from the San Fernando Valley. They're coming like from San Bernardino, as far south as San Diego, Temecula area, stuff like that. These women are coming all the way up there, and you get to hear what they say. And then you're looking at this podcast, this platform is in Vegas, where women come from all over the country, all over the world, coming out there trying to do their thing. And you hear the exact same stuff from all these platforms. You hear the exact same stuff on these TikToks. And it's like, hey, I thought Fresh and Fit was just bringing bimbos. Well, are all these bimbos coming out? They're all on TikTok? Yes, a certain type of person is they're gonna make more noise, but they're saying the same things and they all seem to be moving the same way. And Brother Cody, you're right, man. Like, they're taking the money that is a form of prostitution. It's like, well, we were together, so I'm not hoeing myself out, but you're only smashing me for money, so you are. At the end of the day, it's the same thing. Let's continue.
Exactly what Kirsten has.
saying,
He talks about this.
Women are mentally 10 years more mature than men.
I agree.
Well,
Mentally.
studies show it's about 1 to 2 years, but go ahead.
They
Oh, no,
they
10.
mature they mature
By 24.
slower.
I like you.
So
24 years
Here's the
more
thing: is
mature.
women reach maximum maturity
At 25, 24.
and then stop. Men go to a man doesn't become a man until he's 30, but he
Right.
keeps
Until-
going.
until we
That's
make
the
colonel.
thing.
And
Yes.
there's
Until we make
younger
colonel.
men that are
So we
actually
make
more
colonel.
mature
So we
than
make vice
older.
presidents. So you just keep on.
Jordan me up. I got this one ready to go.
You couldn't put two neurotic people together.
No,
Like,
that's why
absolutely
lesbian
not.
relationships don't last. It is
That's
why.
gonna be fun.
Well, it is why. It is why, because about 75% of divorces are initiated by women. And the simplest explanation for that is that on average, the most unhappy person in the relationship is going to be the woman. Well, why? Well, because on average, she has higher levels of negative emotion. That doesn't necessarily mean that negative emotion doesn't reflect problems in the relationship.
Yeah.
But she's going to be more sensitive to that. Well, so if you put two women together, well,
Double
what
the
do you
odds.
think happens?
Okay, so guys, what do you think happens?
Disagree with
Okay, lesbian couples get divorced at twice the rate that gay couples do, and in the UK, it's 3.5 times the
It's
rate.
because they're both women. I get it.
My point is, women getting divorced is not because it may partially be because men are failing, but a lot of it has to do with the fact that women just want to get out of relationships when they're not happy.
No,
That-
no, 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 no.
But again, I just proved it. I just show you in lesbian
I
relationships.
agree.
I have been
agree,
so
I agree.
unhappy in relationships and stayed because it was so good.
Well, no, and it's tough.
And this is why it's so difficult to watch this sometimes, man. But you want to hear it. You need to hear it. You to see how the other side is thinking. And then, again, the criticism with Fresh and Fit, you got all these young girls on here. But I would argue that on this platform, Michael Surtain has older women. Older women. Just check out all the surgeries. Check out all the upgrades. They tend to have older women. And it seems the older that they get, the more hardcore they become. Like you hear old girl, like they're even when faced with, hey, here's some stats. This is a study that was done. Lesbian women get divorced at higher rates than gay men. So it's not we taking regular heterosexual men out the picture because whenever there's a breakup, they like to blame the man. Like, nah, when you got two women together, they break up at a higher rate. Here's the study. Nope, I don't believe it because in my world, it's different. It's like, but sis, we ain't talking about you. And this woman about to talk all this stuff, man, and listen to how the table treats you.
But you're not. Are you in one now?
No, I'm saying not.
Why would happen?
Because so good.
Okay, so why'd you get out?
Did you with him? Did he?
I
Just
love
again,
it.
we have a saying in the military: when the enemy ship is on fire, you don't kill the captain. You just let it burn. I'm just letting her talk. She just said she broke up with the dude. I don't have to say anything else.
It's because you were not happy.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
like,
She wasn't
Exactly.
fulfilled. Yeah.
Which is what he
She wasn't
said.
fulfilled but that only goes so far.
Well,
like
like,
that
you
only.
can get
There's so many jokes here, and I
You
don't
can
want to
get
make
it.
them.
Well, you
Oh my
can't be
god!
abused.
It only goes so far. She was fulfilled.
If you
Do you think that a guy can have an addiction to like prostitution?
100%.
Of course.
Yes.
Just look at the
Without a
girls
doubt.
on Tropicana going
it's-
up
it's-
and down.
Well,
Oh
no,
my
but
God.
I mean, but it's
You know
never
what I
been.
mean?
It's
You got a
never
real
been.
problem with those girls.
I was talking about this on my
But
Sunday
they
show.
take it to
Actually.
the Orleans over there. I used to live over there and watch that. Be like, what the
Well, no,
are
we,
these doing?
no,
I
no,
make more money
c- c-
serving at a fucking pool.
I've dated a lot
Easy.
of wealthy men that, like, for years, where I'm like their main chick, and these prostitutes are their side chick, and they don't differentiate from. I'm like, I would never fall in love with these girls or marry these girls, move them into my house. You are the one I love. You
He's
are
tell-
See, y'all hear that? I was the main chick, but he had all these prostitutes, but I was the real one. I'm not the prostitute, baby. You were. You were. Brother Mike's in the building. What's good, fam? You hear this? This is one of those things. It's like if you could give her a 20,000 foot view of what dude was doing, he was probably running multiple streams. She was just one of God knows how many rotations he was running. She might have been the top of that particular rotation. We call them sticks. Like in the army, when you jump, like when you get lined up to jump, it's just, you get the guys will go out the door with you. That's your stick. Like we're gonna go with this stick and then that stick or whatever. So she was in that one stick. She might have been number one in that stick, but dude probably has 20, 25 sticks. He's wealthy like that. The real number one, she never saw it. The real woman he wanted to marry, she never would have saw that woman. And he's like, well, she's like, well, yeah, he wants to mess with the prostitutes, but I was number one. Baby, nah, nah. He running you like you trying to run him. But let's continue.
the one that
Testing's
lives
a
with
real
me.
thing.
This is a stress. This is a stress relief for me.
like a
Shout out-
squeeze ball.
shout-
This is
Shout out to
their
talent
job.
testing. Shout out to talent testing.
Right,
A
thank
place
you.
I've only heard of.
Well, the
This
reason,
sounds good.
the reason I'm asking is because we have apps right now where we can like there's what Trist and like skip the games or something like that.
Skip
Like,
the games,
so-
seeking
yeah,
arrangement.
So yes, it's never
Skip
been
the
easier.
games is a dating app, and you can do from 100 to 500, and you go on dinner dates.
What?
I can tell you all about this.
I know.
shit.
Hey, hold on.
Wait,
Tell
wait,
me. You said what?
wait.
Does that sound enticing to you? Stop, everybody stop. Does that sound enticing to you? 1 to 500.
100%.
For shower
For dinner for an hour?
I'll take the 500.
Exactly.
Yeah, hold on. Who here sound that sounds
I would
enticing?
never- I
One
would
to
never
500.
date these
Raise your hand.
people.
Raise your hand. Okay, cool.
500.
Okay, cool.
For dinner
and nothing else.
Okay,
No,
beautiful.
that's the thing.
Beautiful.
That's skip the games. It's only dinner dates.
Beautiful. Here we go. Ready? Got ladies. Who here has had a man offer you money for whatever, dates or whatever, and you actually laughed about it afterwards?
Oh, me.
Yeah, you've laughed about it before?
I accept and laugh.
You accept and laugh? So
Awesome.
we have this problem with clients in MOA, not clients, but we'll have leads on the phone. And Tristan, you explain.
Yeah, so something we encounter often is that they're using seeking arrangements, whatever it is, totally cool, do whatever you want. But the funny part is they think they have game. So they're like, dude, I talked her down to 500.
Yeah.
I have game.
Yeah.
I have game.
That's
It just-
She wait. She really likes me though.
She really, yeah, exactly.
I talked her down to 500. That makes you hate. That makes you hate him more.
100%.
Yeah, he's got to pay you what you're worth.
Makes you hate him. You resent him more.
Yeah, because like
never
no, because
hang out
there's some dudes who are like on just say skip the games. Oh, I'll do it for 300, but no, baby, I'm gonna do it for 500. And then they're trying to bargain with you, and you're like, actually, I'm a 500. This is a $300, but actually, I'm a lot better than her.
Chloe, you ever had random dudes like try to offer you stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever? What do you ever laugh at them or what?
Laugh.
You
but I
laugh?
wouldn't do it.
Like,
You
in
want-
their, like silently or in their face.
I would accept
Okay, hold
dinner.
on.
Dinner is
The
one
point
thing.
is, so when they offer you money uncontextually and they're not attractive, that makes you respect them less. Is that correct?
Yes.
This is the point. These guys, what they think they're doing is because they're paying girls for sex sometimes, they think they're blending in paying women for sex along with having game, and they don't realize they have no game, and women are laughing at them. I
Literally.
am constantly having women tell me about their sugar daddies, and it's never with respect. They are constantly laughing at them. And most women that I know that have a sugar daddy that they're not attracted to, you know what else they have? A guy they are attracted to that they're having sex with additionally for no money. That's also what
So when we look at something like this, you're gonna be like, but look, I see you, Big Saint, but you over here, these women are clearly, clearly out here doing their thing. 304 at the highest level. They tricking. You know what I mean? They on the track. They clearly this is what they're doing. When I see something like this, what I see are the women who are considered top tier in beauty and the most sought after women are getting money from dudes everywhere. If they can get it, they getting it. Now, the guys that they like and the guys that get them wet, the guys that get them hot, they're going to smash them for free. Doesn't matter if the guy's rich. Doesn't matter. When they see the dude that just turns them on, they're going to smash that dude for free. When they come across a dude who got real game, top tier game, she going to smash that dude for free, but she going to keep taking the money. And just like in that, the letter that they sent to brother Rich Cooper, when the guy's like, I'm paying my wife to have sex with me. He's entered into a negotiation with his wife, his legal wife, to have sex. And just like these women are saying, when guys give us money to hang up for our time, either, these women are saying that they going out on these dinners, taking money for money, but they ain't smashing. Some of them are, because a lot of these dudes are like, nah, these women smashing too. They just might not be doing it all the time, right? But whether they smash the guy or not, they hanging out with the guy, they're having dinner with the guy for money, and they turn around and they laugh at that guy. It's the same thing that woman was doing to that man who wrote that letter, that email, whatever it was. She's taking the money, she's providing a sexual act, and she doesn't respect him. She's turning around and she's laughing at him. And it's just one of those things. Brother Pitney, you're right. I wasn't the side chick. It says every side chick ever. You're right about that, man. You're right about that, bro. And these, people look at this and it's like, man, it ain't always like that. It ain't that transactional. Dudes lead with money these days. Guys have no game. That bit there when he was saying, hey, man, these guys be talking to me and like, yeah, man, she wanted $1,000, but I talked her down to 500, or she wanted 500, I talked her down to 300. She kind of likes me, man. She likes me. I got game. You're giving her $300 to come hang to meet you at the bar, bro. You're gonna cash app her $150 just so she'll answer her phone when you call. Like, I'm gonna send you $150 so you can answer the phone and we can do a FaceTime. That's not game, fam. That's not game. And this is what these dudes are doing. This is why there's so many lost boys out there. You're trying to tell these guys what's really going on. Like, what's really going on, fam? Like, that's not how it works, bro. You know what I mean? And it's like, you tricking. Well, it ain't tricking if you got it. Yes, it is. And if you want to do it, that's fine. But understand that's what you're doing. I tell guys all the time, hey, man, if you want to do it, you want to rent that Foxy Brown, man, go right ahead. But understand that's what you're doing. How you going to fall in love with that? How you going to fall in love with the woman that's only will sleep with you for money? And then again, go back to that guy who wrote that text or email or whatever, the brother Rich. I have to pay my wife to be intimate with me. The system is all the way broken. Brother IRS, the trick and the 304 both look at each other like pieces of shit. Hey, that's real talk. Who wins in that? None. Neither one of them. Neither one of them. They both messed up. She messed up. And he's like, well, it's more the woman's fault or more the man's fault. Anyone who engages in that especially women. I'm sorry, women are the keepers of sex. Women are the gatekeepers of sex. So if a woman is willing to give you the Foxy Brown for money, I'm sorry, that's the wrong woman, bro. That's the wrong one. That is the wrong one. Brother King Life in the building. What's good, fam? Shout out to you. That is the wrong one. Dr. B in the building. What's good, fam? That's where it starts. I would say that women have to do a better job of protecting the Foxy Brown, be a better gatekeeper to the sex, and men have to do a better job of being a gatekeeper to relationships, because that guy who married that woman who got fat and doesn't won't have sex with him, even though that's her husband, the only way she'll have sex with her husband is if he pays her. He made a mistake of getting into a relationship with that woman. Right? If the sex is not free and the love is not real. Facts, Brother Mike. Facts. Let's finish this up.
What I'm saying.
I would never do that. It's either
Lie.
this or that.
Lie.
Like if I'm doing sugar daddy stuff, it's sugar daddy stuff. If I'm doing dating stuff, I'm doing dating stuff. Just because it's bad
I'm doing it
karma.
all.
There you go. Thank you. Again, when the ship is burning, you don't have to kill the captain. Just let the ship burn.
I
Okay,
love you.
go ahead.
I
I
can never
love
date
that.
someone I'm actually interested in and run game.
Right.
I'm
Wait,
all
what?
in.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Yeah, but
I'm all in.
but could you go on dates with guys for money, not have sex with them, and then continue to have sex with some other dude?
100%.
If I talked to him about it and he was like, "Sure, do it," but if he was like, "No, I have a problem," I'd be like, "Okay, I won't." But give me $500.
Casually having sex with some guy you're not in a relationship with, and also going on dates with guys who are giving you
If I'm
$500.
I think you need three
Genuinely-
men.
Yeah.
I think you need one that pays the
Absolutely.
bills, one that you want to fuck, and one that buys you gifts and you travel with.
Diverse.
That's
Dudes look at this woman like she's attractive. I've seen so many women that look like her with all these upgrades in LA. You see that a lot, especially with the big lips, and then they do the injections in their face, and a lot of them get their faces stretched. They used to do that. I don't know what they're doing now. The forever tans. They get their eyelashes and eyebrows done. I can't stand that, but that's what you see in LA. And Vegas has a lot of LA women. The look you see in Vegas is pretty much what you see in LA, San Diego, San Francisco, etc. Like it's that same look. And as they get older, they look like shorty. They'll get the fake breasts, they'll get the BBLs, they'll get all the extensions. And I'm talking about white girls. They'll get the big lips, and they'll have a dude. They'll have an older dude who has a yacht or a private jet or whatever. And what they're doing is trying to compete and stay in the game and trying to stay in there long enough before they get replaced with a younger girl. They start doing more freaky and freakier stuff. I mean, they just can't compete. Why? Because there's no love there. There's no love. Now, a lot of women, by the time they, get to this point that the old girl is right here with the fakeness, by the time they get that point, they've already got a guy, they married a guy, and they're just riding out. You know what I mean? That's the back end. They just riding it out. Give it 7 years, 10 years, they get divorced, they get half the stuff. A lot of that spelled out in the prenup, and they're good. They move on. This is where we are right now. It is really bad. This is why guys need game. They need understanding. They need to watch this stuff. They need to be better stewards of the relationships. And women, young women, they need to be better stewards of sex. They need to be better gatekeepers. But it's like they'll do anything for clout. And then you got society like, oh, it's okay to be a 304. It's okay to take money from a dude that you kind of like for sex. It's okay to marry a guy, lie to him, and then get divorced and get all of his stuff. Right? It's okay to lie to a guy, tell him that you're pregnant or whatever, and blast it all over the internet. It's fine. It's okay to go to the police department and say that a guy assaulted you when he really didn't. The thing that was it Matt Bauer or whatever the baseball player went through, costing tens of millions of dollars to clear his name. It's okay to go do that. They didn't do nothing to that young girl. She got $300,000 out of that. That was the worst case scenario. She could have got millions, tens of millions. She got 300,000. It's okay to do that. That's the society we're in right now. You got to be careful. Everyone got to get gamed up. Like I say, everything's fair in love and war. But these dudes don't even understand the game. They don't understand how this shit works. And now, if you get cracked in the face because you wind up with one of these 304s, I blame you. What do you mean you didn't know? Like Fresh, if the thing had turned out worst case scenario, and Fresh is my guy, but if this thing with Daisy had turned out in worst case scenario, she had the baby and it was her baby, which I mean was his baby, and he had to pay child support for the next 18 years or whatever. Like, Fresh, that's on you, bro. You took the chance, right? And he would say, "Yep, I got caught up. It's on me." But those guys that come out here and say they didn't know, nah, bro, nah, you know.
That's
fuck,
why
baby?
Why one and three the same guy though?
because it's never the three. It's never the same.
I'm sorry, but that sounds an awful lot like dual mating strategy.
So there's three. Three mating
there's
strategies.
Wait,
Okay.
you guys, Skip the Games. It's called Miss Travel. If you want a sugar daddy to travel you around the world, you can look.
No,
that
I'd
up,
have to be
too.
picky with that though, because I would need my own room.
No, 100%. You always need your own room.
I can't sleep next to it.
One more
anymore.
time, guys. I want everyone out there to listen because this
There's
is
never-
we're trying to hip you to game. Remember that dude who was sitting there at 22 and he was not equipped to deal with his 26-year-old girlfriend? Gentlemen out there who are not equipped, when you pay women for their affection, they respect you less. Please understand that. They'll give you more attention
And they'll take
come
the
over.
money.
They'll come over. They'll take the money, and if they're prostitutes, they'll even you, but they respect you less. Just so we're clear, you using money as a crutch instead of learning how to build attraction, women will resent you, and then they laugh at you behind your back 100% of the time. So, but we should clip this and just send
And
this.
then they come on Axis
Right?
Fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then the girls come on Axis Vegas and admit it. It's pretty funny.
The
Okay,
only
cool.
point
They really did admit everything, man. This is why you do want to get people comfortable. Like, folks ask me, like, well, damn, Uncle Saint, why you vet for so long? Like, because you got to give them time to get comfortable, bro. If you really want to know who you're dealing with, you got to get them comfortable. They got to be comfortable around you, and eventually they'll reveal themselves to you. That goes with women who are loose like that. That goes with dudes who are snakes. That goes for dudes like people who are racist. Right? There are people out there who are racist as fuck, man. And you sit there, all you got to do, if you think like, this dude right here might be a little racist, get him comfortable. Get him comfortable. And eventually it's going to come out. And when it does, you're like, okay, that's what I thought. Same thing with these women. Get them comfortable and get them sit them at a table with a bunch of other women that you know are freaky like that. You know running the game. And if your girl's sitting at this table with no cameras on, the girls are just talking, she's going to jump in and she's going to start telling on herself. That dry snitching shit, bro, I'm telling you. Trevor Bauer, thank you, brother Pitney. You know, the keeper of the knowledge. Cody says something that's spot on, man. It's not that they look good, DL. It's what they are signaling. Facts. And this is why you got to pay attention. Dudes get around women who are attractive, women that they think are fine. They got, whatever, like these women. If they're sitting at the table with these women and they don't hear anything because they're just happy to be in a room full of beautiful women, and they're not listening to shit. They sitting around there trying to figure out how they're going to run their little pathetic game and get at these top tier girls. These girls are telling you how they're breaking down billionaires. And you sitting there thinking, you going to get some? Bro, you better be listening to what they are saying. You better be listening to what they are saying. Now, if you a dude that got all kind of game and you're in a room with these chicks, they're not saying nothing you ain't never heard before. So you just sitting back, being stoic. You just chilling. You know what I mean? Dr. B is like, yep. Like, I'll also say that women start to look for love too late these days. Now, as a fact, it's going to be much harder to find love at 40 plus versus in your 20s as a woman. That is, bro. Let me give you Don DeMarco on that, bro. That is the as a fact.
Don DeMarco.
That is a fact, man. And yeah, when you take those risks, you got to take those consequences. It is what it is. And Cody has a good point. Like these sugar daddies, man. A lot of these sugar daddies don't care if they're respected or not because this is just part of their budget, man. They budget for these hoes, bro. They just doing their thing, man. They gonna budget for these hoes. They don't care. They gonna get this bread. That's what the bread is for. But these women get stuck on that. This is what they're looking for, man. You got, like, look at the TikToks out there, bro. Look at these women on YouTube talking about this. Don't take me. I can't go on no coffee date. You out your damn mind. We about to see that in a little bit too. We got the last video we're gonna look at is about
I would
Homad.
argue on that though, is like only like I don't respect my subs less.
Right, but you do know girls that have no respect for their subs.
I know girls that do.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say in general.
Would you
because I
ever
don't
date a
know.
sub?
If they're cool.
Okay.
Interesting. I do know some girls who've dated their subs, like guys who he ends up
Like,
messaging them.
I know some of my subs like in real life.
Like gave them like a ton of money and then they ended up dating.
Yeah.
The point is though, it's neutral and you also don't really have a relationship with them. You're not touching them and talking to them every day. My point is every time I've seen this, whenever I talk to girls who have sugar daddies, it's always like, oh my God, he did this and
Well, we're
and
talking about dinner here. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, if you're doing dinner and it's non-sexual and you're saying paying for that, then you respect them less. Like I don't agree with that
You,
entirely.
you don't. You're not attracted to him, and he's offering you money in exchange to go out on a date with him, and you don't respect him less.
Sometimes guys aren't looking for a relationship too.
Cap.
They just want like a pretty girl to accompany them. And
Or,
you're
or,
accepting
they
the
want
money.
sex, Kirsten.
Yes.
Exactly.
Or they want sex.
Mostly they want to get
Mostly they want
always
sex,
want
though,
sex.
Kirsten.
Everybody
They
wants
always
some.
want sex.
Yeah.
Always want sex.
I think even when they're in relationships, they want sex. Like I think
all they think about.
that's all they think about.
24/7.
Okay.
And then they
male
wonder
horniness.
why
Let's go.
girls want to stay single.
Male horniness.
And that's a fact. They want sex, and women sit there and they act like dudes don't want that. And it's like, well, what do you think they want, shorty? Of course they want sex. That's all they want. You know that. Again, going back to the letter when we started this show off with, the guy wants sex so bad from his wife that he's willing to make an agreement to pay her for sexual intimacy. Man, it's like what, man. Yeah, just hit the buy now button, bro. For real. And for a lot of those guys, I mean, and guys will be okay with that. I'm telling you, man, when the androids get here, bro, when the sex androids get here, it's gonna change the game completely. Only way babies are gonna be born is in an incubator. Because guys ain't gonna be looking at women. They got they could buy the perfect android girlfriend slant wife. She's at home cooking, cleaning, doing whatever. Yeah, man. Yeah. it's finna go down. So we got one last video, guys, we're gonna watch. And this is Whole Math, which Whole Math is fire, bro. And this is a quick one. It's about 4 minutes. Yeah, this is a quick one. Let's check this out, guys.
So I want to talk about something that's been really, really annoying me lately.
Oh my God, me too. I want to talk about it this much. I even made a book, the hardcover's out. So what did you want to talk about?
This is going to be It's About Men, but single mom version.
Okay, so icks are different for single moms, I guess. Let's see how.
So something that's been getting under my skin, men not understanding what it means to be a single mom. I have my plate full to the maximum. I don't have free time. If you invite me out for a dinner, come on. You know I have things to do. I have a child to take care of. So you have to take that into consideration. Just don't invite me out to dinner and drinks. Get creative and do something that's going to be worth my time and effort.
Okay, so some women think that a coffee date is not sufficient for a first date, but you have elevated that to dinner and drinks not being enough for a first date. That's so that would be an increase from normal standards. What else you got?
Unless you're offering to pay for the babysitter, I'm not going on that date.
Okay, so it sounds like your icks are just heightened levels of need. You just need more, even though men typically view previous children as lowering of overall value and therefore are less willing to hand it over.
So, moral of the story is, if she's a single mom, all I'm going to say is do better.
So if she's a single mom, do better, give more. That's not how men work. Why doesn't she know that? She really should. Everyone in her comments is telling her too many hurdles. This is a lot of work. Is this real? This is insane. Reference to the single mom song. Moral of the story is run. And her other videos seem to show her not learning. I'm not sure if this is a joke account, but it seems like everyone gets it but her. Here she is even doing it at work. So the problem is that not everybody else gets it. Here's a guy pictured not getting it. I drew this relationship because I remember being in it. Her singular focus on her own needs, primarily just having fun, felt to me like my inadequacy. I just hadn't given enough yet. The problem was that there was no such thing as enough. This was a one-way relationship. And that's not a girlfriend, that's a parasite. In a relationship, when you give things, you have to get things that make it feel worth it. And in order for that to work, for you to both be adding things, she has to want to give them. In that old relationship I had, she expected me to pay all the bills and rub her feet and do all the cooking and fix everything. And in exchange, she was just gonna go out with her friends without me. And I would say, hey, well, when do I get anything back? And she would say, men aren't supposed to get anything back in relationships. And she said that was traditional. And that is not true. Women used to cook and clean and take care of kids and rub clothes on a rough board, and she looks fine. But unfortunately, entitlement seems really common these days, and you don't have to put up with it. And of course, that goes both ways. A situationship is where a man gets all the benefits of being in a relationship without giving very much back. And here's how that's going. And you know what? Guilty. I used to do these all the time. I thought we were changing relationships. I thought it was a new era. Turns out we're just taking advantage of each other, trying to get something without giving. So in a changing world where we're all meeting strangers instead of people we know through friends, work, family, college, bar, that one can die, I don't care. That's where I met this girl. It's up to you to recognize when you're getting the me treatment and stop doing this.
Y'all dig it? Y'all dig it? Don DeMarco to whole math, bro, because he knows what he's talking about.
Don DeMarco.
So think about that. Think about the letter or email that Brother Rich Cooper was reading. That guy was giving, and getting nothing in return. And all he wanted was sex from his wife, and he had to give even more to get that, an additional give on top. And again, that guy should be cutting loose, just cut away and leave that woman. Go get the attorney, go get everything set up, plan it all out, and execute. Simple as that. No fault. He's gonna, whatever's gonna take to split this up, he's paying it already because he's paying her for, he's paying her for the intimacy. So just leave. But I'm telling you, I bet you that guy is in love. He is completely head over heels in love with that woman. She knows it. She's getting what she wants and is getting paid to do the stuff that she doesn't want to do, even though she agreed to marry the man and whatever. So she won. Like I said, man, don't hate the player, hate the game. She won. I ain't mad. And Brother B like, so who was doing all that, man? A lot of guys are running out here after these single women and just doing all kind of crazy shit, bro. And same thing. They'll get into the situation, right? Be in the child's life for 5 to 8 years. Mom gets tired, just like they said, Michael Certain said on his thing, like women just get tired of the relationship and want to get out. She gets out. And guess what? Now, stepdad might be paying child support for his non-biological kid. I mean, it's just one of those things, bro. It's one of those things. Brother Pitney, Deborah Shaw, a sex neuroscientist, spoke about the future of sex robots when she was on Joe Rogan's podcast. That 14-minute conversation could make good content. Oh, I'm gonna find it. Search for GRE sex neuroscientist in YouTube. Find it. Thanks, bro. I'm gonna find that one. I'm writing that down. I'm writing that down as soon as we end this. I'm gonna find that, bro. Matter of fact, let me write it down now. Neurosciences, man. He talks to everybody. I'm gonna find that one. We're gonna talk about that one because I do believe that the sex robots are coming. Those androids will be here, and when they get here and they're like really good, so like that, like there was a TV show on, I forget which platform it was. I think it was Amazon Prime. It was called Skins. Like, and the lead actress in that was also the woman who played in that really horrible Marvel's movie, The Eternals. Right? It was, she looks part Asian and part something else. I forget her name, but anyway, she did a movie it was a TV show called Skins, and it talked about the world where you had these like android types, and then it kind of got into where they became self-aware and it became the basic sci-fi thriller slam. Oh, what's gonna happen now? The robots are self-aware and they're pissed and they're coming for us, kind of thing. So but no, it was a good movie, and it kind of tackles that. Like when you get to the point where synthetic humans are a real thing, they look like us, they taste like us. I said taste. Yes. I said taste. And all the good stuff, right? Then that's it. Human organic males will not engage with the females. The bottom 80 are going to take their money and buy what they want. The top 20 are going to be doing whatever they want with the real women. So it's really going to be a problem with the ladies. It's really, really going to be a problem. Brother Templar is like triple X robots that can do housework and make sandwiches too. Game over. Absolutely.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do?
And that's what all the women are going to be saying when those robots hit the market. And I don't care what it costs. Dudes will work their ass off to get one. They only need one. That's all they need, man. Yeah, and look at it, brother Cody, like just attach a lab-grown flashlight. Good to go, bro. Good to go. So, I think Home Math had it perfectly, man. Guys need to understand what they're dealing with, and when they realize it doesn't make sense, when the juice isn't worth the squeeze, don't engage, right? And then what brother Michael Certain was saying and Rollo Tomasi, like, listen to what these women are doing, bro. They are absolutely out here taking money from guys. They'll take your money and then ridicule you, laugh at you, and they will not respect you. So there's that. And then tie that to the very first video we were watching when the guy was literally paying his wife to have sex. And guess what? At the end of the day, she doesn't even respect him. Guarantee it. We all know it. She doesn't have that burning desire for this guy. She doesn't care about this dude. She's doing whatever she's out there doing. That guy should cut away. Like, you're tied to a malfunctioning parachute, bro. Cut away and pull your reserve. That's what he needs to do. So I just wanted to rock that out with y'all real quick tonight, y'all, because I was like, why are dudes doing this? I saw it and I get it. You know, it's like another thing. We're going to talk about this at some point. Men need to guard their emotions. Men really need to guard their emotions. They need to do not fall for the wrong woman. Just don't do it. It ain't the same for women. Women have an ability to bounce back and go to the next one, the next one, the next one. Guys, it's harder for them. You know, we talk about that a lot over here. It's harder for dudes. So, you know, I keep telling these dudes, like, bro, protect your emotions. Don't let them out until you have completed your vetting process, which should be 2 years. I say 2 years. Other people say different numbers. Rollo Tomasi says he doesn't even vet, but, you know, he's been married forever. Boy, did he take a gamble. You better be vetting or you're going to wind up with one of them girls that was sitting at that table. You better be vetting. You're going to wind up like that dude who's writing into Rich Cooper, help, I got to pay my wife for sex. Help me, what do I do? You don't want to wind up like those guys. So keep your emotions in check. And so, yeah, I was just going to cut it here. We'll be on tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what we're going to talk about. I want to talk about, George Gammon has a video out, and he's talking about how Donald Trump is going to having a problem with one of his New York properties, one of the skyscrapers. And it's not a hit piece on Donald Trump for all you Trump fans out there who rock with me. Y'all know I'm not a Trump fan. It's not a hit piece on Donald Trump. But what George Gammon did, he took this story, which is in the Wall Street Journal, to highlight what's going on with the commercial real estate sector and how everyone's going to be affected. And it just talks about the amount of debt that the Donald Trump organization has on this building versus the amount of interest they're paying on this debt right now, and how much interest they're going to have to pay on this debt within the next, I think, 6 months to a year, something like that, when this debt is time to roll this debt over, which is one thing. The interest rate is going to double. But the more important thing is the building isn't worth what it was worth before. So they're not going to be able to get the loan amount that they need to continue operating the building. The banks just won't do the loan. So this is the problem that everyone is facing in the commercial real estate sector. And this article on Donald Trump was the perfect way, because they had all the numbers for the building in this article. It's a perfect way to highlight that. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. It'll be kind of, I think it'd be kind of cool to talk about. Yeah, I know I like to talk about what's going on with finances out there because it looks crazy. I don't know how bad it's going to be, but this recession is going to hurt, and it might become the big D, bro. Depression, not the other big D. Clean. Y'all need quit thinking dirty. Depression. And at some point, I'm gonna have to talk about that Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. I know nothing about it. I just know that Drake's bodyguard was shot outside of Drake's house yesterday. I don't know anything else about it. I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait one more day to see if we can get some more news on it. And Kendrick Lamar is absolutely just destroying him in this beef that's going, this battle beef or whatever is going back and forth lyrically. I will say this. Drake is from the suburbs in Canada. That's how this kid came up. Kendrick Lamar is from Compton. Like, so if you guys don't know what that means, Compton is full of gangsters. The black gangsters are mostly Crips. There's one small area in Compton where it's all Bloods. They call it Compton. That's where Kendrick Lamar is from. And I'm here to tell you, some kid from the suburbs in Canada does not want to deal with a dude from Compton. Period. And it ain't even anything that Kendrick might be thinking about doing. It's what them dudes on the streets is thinking about doing. If Drake wants to ever be able to go to LA and walk around in peace, he needs to just chill out. He needs to call up Kendrick and say, I'm sorry, make an album and say, Kendrick, do what you got to do with this guy. Otherwise, you ain't going to be able to go to Southern California. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. That's just what it is. Like, he'll just write off the loss on his taxes. No difference to the account. It is what it is. IRS, he has to check in. See, that's the problem. He ain't gonna be able to check in. If Compton looking for you, bro, it's a problem. It's a problem. He ain't gonna be able to check in. He gonna, who ain't nobody trying. That's man. And he messing with Kendrick, man. Cali loves Kendrick, man. All the sets love Kendrick. So, bro, you gonna get set up, man. Like, he don't know what he dealing with. So maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm trying to find somebody who can bring me up to speed on that whole beef thing. I got a couple of people I know. I'm hitting them up. If they can get free tomorrow, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll do the George Gammon story. So it'll be one or the other. Either we'll talk about the beef, or we'll be talking about finances. It'll be one or the other, man. Joe Cool in the building. What's good, fam? Good to see you. It's like in the drive-through, DL. What's up, man? I'm chilling, man. I'm about to break this down. We're done. I'm going to be on Base Oracle's platform. I'm gonna check in over there with him, see what they're talking about, man. We're always having good conversations over there, man. Like some deep conversations. They always hit me up on the fresh and fit stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I answer whatever it is, and then we'll transition into a real conversation. So, you know what I mean? Come over there, man. I'm gonna come through at 8:00 to on Brother Based Oracle's YouTube channel. I hope y'all can make it over there. And again, do us a favor, man. Go over there, like and subscribe. Over there, like and subscribe right here. We're going to keep this going, man. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. I think we'll be back. Yeah, we should be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. I think my daughter's supposed to have a band thing, but she hurt her ankle. So it'll be tomorrow at 6. If not, just look at the thumbnails. If I go early, just check out the thumbnail. Thanks for rocking out with me. Appreciate y'all, Brother Templar. See you there, DL. I will be there, bro. And Dr. B, see you, man. Peace out to you, bro. Peace out to all y'all, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. I'm DL Saint. This is I Really Want to Know podcast. Remember, man, you cannot negotiate with a woman when it comes to intimacy, guys. Transactional relationships don't work, right? This is I Really Want to Know podcast. I'm out of here. Peace.
It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.